What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and you know what time it is. If you don't, just look down. No, not in your lap. I mean, look. You're looking at my face. Look down. Right here. Here. It's Star Wars time. Rogue One, official trailer 2, dropped yesterday, I think. And holy crap, it looks freaking incredible. First of all, the music that they've got playing in the background. Can't remember if it's the Empire's theme or Darth Vader's theme. It's one of the two. It's the dun 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 dun, dun that one. But it's much slower. It's much more dramatic, and that really sets the tone for this trailer because this one is a bit more dramatic than the first one. First one was a bit more actiony. You know, here's people running around, blowing up stuff, all this fun stuff. It's gonna be a fun action movie, all that. This one is a lot more dramatic. There's much more talking going on between the characters. You get to see a bit more of the team that's going to be involved. Obviously, you've got Jen Ursa, who's probably the only name that I know right now. She's the main one of the group, and looks like criminal turned rebel, I guess. And then she meets this other guy who says that he's willing to go with her, so possible romantic love interest. There's another guy who wants to fight back against the Empire because he says you destroyed our homes or something like that. He looks like he's amazing with a gun, like takes out 5 stormtroopers just back to back, just pop, 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 pop. And then at one point shoots a bazooka, and I'll talk about that scene in a second. And then you've got the blind Asian guy with the stick who might be a Jedi. He mentions the Force in this one. He's, all is as the Force wills it. And it looks like he takes down a whole group of stormtroopers just by like dodging all the bullets and letting them hit each other. If you saw the new Karate Kid movie, that scene with Jackie Chan where he beats up the bullies by making them beat each other up, like grabs the one kid's arm and blocks it into another kid's face, that type of thing, except with blasters. So shoot, dodge. Either that, or he just stood in the middle while the stormtroopers missed, because that would be hysterical. Anyway, but he might be a Jedi. And then you've got a robot who seems like he's going to be kind of the dry humor in this movie, where he makes these terrible, like, just pretty much says everything very bluntly. Like at one point he's like, chances of failure are 97.6, and the romantic love interest is like, he means well. So it might be one of those things where he just says everything very blunt because he's a robot, and everybody just sort of reacts off of him, and that's part of the humor of this movie. So it looks like that's going to be sort of the team, along with some other probably just red shirts in there that will most likely die at some point. But those are the ones that they really introduce, sort of back to back to back type thing. And it makes for a fun cast. You've got a very interesting lineup going on. And they haven't shown us that much of what's going to happen. We have a general idea of this is the team that goes and steals the plans for the Death Star. That's how Princess Leia gets them, and that's how all of that happens. So we have a general idea of what this movie will be about. But we still really don't know much about how it's going to happen. Are they going to break into the Death Star? Are they going to break into a Imperial base on some planet? Are they going to have to go from planet to planet, finding out more and more about what to do next? I like that. I like the mystery surrounding this. I don't want to find out everything that's going to happen. I don't want to find out that Doomsday is going to come at the end of the movie and force Batman and Superman not to fight each other anymore. Trailers like that ruin a movie. And so in this case, they haven't ruined it. They've kept it very generic. They've shown some action shots. They've shown our cast of characters now. It's a very good setup, and it's got a lot of great moments. I mean, first of all, watching that guy, the blind Asian guy, kick some ass is just so much fun. And I cannot wait to see that scene, because you can just see him stepping up to this group of stormtroopers, and then all you see is just like shot, one stormtrooper gets hit with a blaster, and then you see him smacking another one with his stick, and then it just pans back, and there's like 15 stormtroopers on the ground lying down, probably taking a nap. And it looks badass, and I can't wait to see him in action. There's another scene kind of built on the first scene in the first trailer where it was my favorite scene from the first trailer. It shows them running at some AT-ATs or AT-ATs, whatever you want to call them. It shows them running on the ground at them while they're shooting at their group of people. And it just looks so epic because they're taking on these AT-ATs on foot. They're not in ships. They're not shooting at them. They're not able to shoot a grappling hook and wrap around their legs and take them down that way. You know, they don't, as far as I know, aside from the Asian guy, none of them really seem to have the Force. So, you know, Luke Skywalker's grappling hook, tossing the bomb inside. Yeah, you're not going to be able to do much of that. So it's just exciting to see how they're going to take them down. And we have another scene with the AT-ATs in this one where the guy who was shooting the gun earlier pulls out a freaking bazooka and just boom shoots. You see it flying. You see it hit the side of the AT-AT's head and it just knocks it to the side. I cannot wait to see that battle because that is going to be one hell of a battle. It's going to be very epic. I cannot wait to see it. It gets me excited for this movie because it looks like there's so much that they could do with this. And on top of that, you've got the whole plot line itself. First of all, Darth Vader's involved, which is fun. You've got the Death Star involved again. This is all going on before the original 3 movies. And you really don't know what happened there. And I kind of like the feel that they're giving out. In the first one, it showed... what's his name? I can't remember his name. It's the guy who... I don't know why, but he reminds me of Idris Elba every time I see him. That guy. He's talking to Jen Ersa and he's saying, you know, what will you become at the end of all this, or something along those lines. And it shows her in like a Imperial outfit. And once again, we have another few scenes that kind of make you wonder, okay, what's going on? You know, she's walking along the top of this building towards a TIE fighter. And it doesn't look like she's about to try to take it on, or I don't know exactly what the scene is about, but it kind of makes you wonder, can she be trusted? And they even say something about that, will we be able to trust you without your shackles on? So, I don't know if this is how it's going to happen, but it would be an interesting story to see if maybe she's actually working for the Empire. Or maybe if she's not at first, but the Empire somehow convinces her to join up with them. And so it ends up being kind of she turns on the team. You know, she starts taking them out slowly, one by one. And it ultimately comes down to her and the possible romantic love interest. And, you know, they have to fight. And then he ends up getting the plans to Princess Leia. And now, you know, has to kill her in the process. Or something along those lines to make it much more dramatic. And very, I mean, that's a huge plot twist to have. You've been following this one character the whole time thinking, oh yeah, they're the good guy, they're going to go save the day. And it turns out at the end, no, they were bad the whole time. That would be kind of heartbreaking and a very good twist if they do it right. So this movie has a lot going for it, and I'm very excited to see it. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it, how they're going to take this story and make it interesting, make it to where it doesn't really mess up the story of the original movies, but also still has a lot of good stuff that doesn't have to rely on those movies. They have a good movie outside of that. You know, because a lot of the time some movies just, you'll enjoy them because of the namesake. It's like, oh, that movie was connected to that movie, so it must be pretty good. I want this to be a good movie by itself. I guess the final thing to talk about is I really hope James Earl Jones returns. There he is. There he is. I want him back. How awesome would that be, just to hear his voice again as Darth Vader? Oh. Okay, so those are my thoughts on the Rogue One trailer 2. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. What would you like to see them do? You know, based on what you've seen so far, what would you like to see them do with this movie, and what changes would you maybe like to see in the next... They'll probably have, hopefully not too many more trailers, but hopefully maybe one more. One more trailer would be good for me. So let me know what you would like to see them do. Leave a like and subscribe for future trailer reviews, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.